Hey everybody, welcome to Strange Times. My name is Christoph and alongside me is...
Hey guys, it's Brianna. What's up?
What's going on? How you been?
I'm great. I went to a picnic today. My female entrepreneur. It was actually two, but it was
Even
fantastic.
better.
Got to network a little bit, and it's hard for me to kind of do stuff like that. So I just get so busy and wrapped up with everything else. So I was glad that it all worked out, and shout out to Marin for inviting me. So yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I just work. Boring stuff. I don't have any tea parties in my life. How do I get more tea parties in my life?
I don't know, but I really want to go to the Beetlejuice tea party.
So we're going to the Beetlejuice experience, everybody.
Beetlejuice.
Talk about it. What do I... Tell me, pitch me...
Showtime, motherfuckers.
Pitch me on this. What the fuck is going on? It's not the movie. I know that we're going to watch the movie too, but...
We are going to a live action experience, and
Yes.
I bought tickets as soon as I saw them because they were already selling out like crazy. So this is like opening week because the movie is out now. It's an experience where they've done like their props to look just like the movie. They have characters, so it's kind of like they're going to be like acting scenes out from the movie, being interactive. There's like a bar, there's like food, and it's just all in the theme of Beetlejuice. So, I mean, how could it be shitty?
It could be anything. Well, I mean, we covered the Willy Wonka experience.
Shit.
So, I mean, the possibility is out there with those experiences for sure.
Oh my God! Speaking of shitty, we have to address the shittiest movie that we saw. Was it last
you're
week?
angered. Yeah.
We saw The New Crow, and if anybody wants to fucking
It's
fight
The New
me
Crow.
on this,
I can say that much about it.
or argue,
I think you can get much argument.
let's fucking go, because that was shit. I'm disappointed. I want to sign a petition.
You want to sign a petition?
I want to Karen out about this. It was like Game of Thrones. Like, give me a redo. Like, can we make this right? Like, it was so fucked. Like, okay. The only character I liked was the girl who played Shelley, and that's probably only because I listened to her music. So, and I enjoy her music. And, she's a good actress and kind of hot. So, I like her.
Okay.
But other than that, fucking shit show, stupid fuck, disgusting. Just, okay, there's one good scene. But, I mean, who, like I'm never going to watch it again just to see the fucking opera.
Oh, the opera scene was amazing.
Yeah,
it's an action scene. It was
a
amazing.
badass, like,
they did a good
scene,
job with that.
But that doesn't mean that
Doesn't excuse how shitty the rest of the movie
fucking
was.
crow was the crow.
The crow was the crow.
What the hell's that guy's name?
That is Bill. Is it Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah,
he's Pennywise in my head.
Yes.
That's how he's always going to live.
And
in
that's
my head.
who he should stay.
Just
That is
stick
all
with the
I'm going to say.
Movies.
I appreciate him as an actor. Not as the crow. Not as Eric Draven. Thank you very much. Next.
Well, it's more disgusting than that movie.
I don't know.
Well, an Indiana man admitted to putting a poisonous off-white powdery substance into his wife's Coca-Cola so he could kill her and marry her daughter, according to state records. I think her daughter. I think his
like
stepdad.
Brother.
Alfred Ruff. Ruff is a perfect name for him. 71.
No.
Pleaded guilty to aggravated battery in July for trying to poison his wife. He was sentenced on Monday to 4 years in prison and 5 years on probation, Indiana court records show. So he's getting 4 years.
Okay.
I mean...
Unsuccessful, it sounds like. She's still alive.
No, she's still alive.
Thank God.
Ruff told... You think he has a shot with the daughter?
Hell no.
I'm just fucking with you. Of course he doesn't.
I mean, unless he's like really rich and the daughter's
the
like
daughter,
twisted.
the daughter
there
has
was
to
like
be
some
fucked
weird
up.
story. Did you ever hear that story?
No, but I wouldn't put it
like
past
weird
somebody.
pen pal. Like the mom was from a different country and her daughter was like writing to this guy for her that the mom was supposed to be dating, and the daughter ended up liking the guy.
Oh.
And yeah, it's fucking weird. Anyways.
Ruff told officers in January 2022 that he had been spiking his wife's drinks over the last few months with a substance given to him by his wife's daughter. Oh.
Woo?
According there's your twist, folks. This is your M. Night Shyamalan moment.
After I saw that story.
Ruff's wife, who called the Wayne County Sheriff's, I guess you don't do that unless you, but it's just, okay, and told him about her husband's actions, gave the responding deputy a pill bottle that contained the unknown powdery substance, the affidavit says. She also gave the deputy a Coca-Cola aluminum can that she drank and cut open. At the bottom of the can was an off-white residue. So apparently that was cocaine. Another deputy took Ruff's wife to a hospital where she tested positive for having MDMA, cocaine, and benzos in her body and urine, according to the affidavit. She denied using the drugs. So this asshole filled.
I want to know how she was able to call the cops, because if they were both in on it, wouldn't they just be like, "Die, bitch"?
I think, but that's the thing. Okay,
were they just hoping it would kill her, but it didn't?
I guess, but why? There's a lot of questions. There's a lot. Let's see if it expands, because
so many questions.
So many questions.
Because they would have just left her there to rot. Take her phone away. She's hunched
over. But they're giving her
MDMA.
Sorry, it's a mouthful. Benzos and cocaine, like, that's gonna lead you to be a lot loopy, but it's not gonna. Well, and the guy was 71, so you would assume daughter is not. She's not 16.
She's like our age.
So they could divorce, and it's gross, but he could marry the daughter, unless it's biological daughter, which it doesn't indicate, because they keep saying.
I need to know
her daughter.
How the daughter is affiliated with all this.
When deputies interviewed a then 69-year-old Ruff at the sheriff's office in January 2020, he told them that he was sexually involved. Ugh, this motherfucker, with his wife's 31-year-old, so she's 31, daughter from a previous marriage. The affidavit said. He then explained that his wife's daughter gave him the pill bottle with the powdery substance in September 2020 and instructed him to put it in the mother's drink. The court document. What is the motive? I don't understand. Like, it's gross, but you can leave your. Yeah, it's possible. Look at fucking Woody Allen. Gross.
He's got to be rich. I mean, why? I mean, it's disgusting either way. Like, that's her fucking mom. But so many questions. Like,
Ruff told the deputies that the drug cargo would make his wife go to sleep for 13 hours. This guy's a monster. Like, just because you want to fuck your stepdaughter, he
already was. I mean,
he also confessed that he put their drugs in the drink to eventually kill her. So eventually they were trying to kill, but
over time,
it's just a horrific. It's like it's equivalent to torture, because as awful and heinous as it would be if he slipped cyanide or something or arsenic into her drink, it would be a fairly quick death for her, right? But he was trying to kill her over years. It's like. The daughter and her female friend would call and tell Ruff to give her the drugs to his wife. He told her for the affidavit. Alfred, fucking, not the good butler, would then sprinkle some of the white powder in his wife's Coca-Cola can and then wait for her to fall asleep. The affidavit. The women would then come to Alfred's residence and put more of an unknown substance in Ruff's wife's drink and have her drink it.
The woman.
This is getting so apparently he would like put a little bit in it, to put her to sleep, and they would put more. It's just, and if I were sleeping for 13 hours or more a day, I would like, what the fuck is going on? It's in the middle. Once Ruff's wife was asleep, her daughter and her daughter's friend would put on a show for Ruff.
What?
The show involved the two women putting on Ruff's wife's negligees. And then performing sex acts on each other. What is the fuck is going on with this family?
Oh no.
Real pep. Ruff also told authorities that while he was having sex with his wife's daughter, we're not going to get monetized on this episode for sure. Mm-hmm. Wife's daughter or her friend, one of the women would steal some of his wife's personal items. He also admitted to paying the women to perform acts.
He's paying them.
The victim's daughter told Ruff's wife she wanted.
Where are they from? Alabama?
No, Indiana.
Is that where?
Hello to our Indiana listeners.
Isn't that where your family's from?
That's where my dad's from. Yeah. And wait,
No comment.
Anyways, I'm not. This is not me. Okay. I don't know. I don't think I'm related to Alfred Ruff.
All I have to say is my visual of Indiana when I went was it hillbillies at the Indy 500.
Yes, it's full of hillbillies. The victim's daughter told, this is now it's checking out, the motive's checking out. The victim's daughter told Ruff she wanted to get mom out of the picture once she found out they were selling their home. According to the affidavit, the victim's daughter also mentioned a life insurance policy. Now, there's your motive. To Ruff that her mother had in place.
Wow. That is just.
And apparently he said...
Did the daughter live at home?
Well, she was visiting a lot. It doesn't say she... Because she would come. He would drug her, and then she would come.
She sure would.
Well, we don't know that. Ruff confirmed to deputies that he gave his wife the powdery substance 12 times from September through December 2021. The affidavit says he told deputies the victim's daughter said she and Ruff would get married after they took care of his wife. Although Ruff acknowledged that he knew the drugs would eventually kill his wife, he also said he gave her the substance just so her daughter and her daughter's friend would come over and have sex with him.
Oh my God.
This guy's a monster.
Oh my God.
This is why I don't understand. Like why? I mean, I guess
You know what?
people do dumb shit.
People do weird shit.
People do weird ass shit. But it's just, I guess there is a type. There is a genre of 71-year-old man who would be willing to do this. There's like a Newport Beach type of 71 who would be, if it's a stepdaughter, like if there's no biological ties.
Yeah.
Like it's in the realm of possibilities. There is a type, and we can probably think of a few in our heads that is a type, but that is just, how do you, and just, you're already it's already bizarre that you're start dating your 31-year-old stepdaughter within the parameters of the law. Go for it. It's weird, and it would be really too awkward for almost everybody. Mm-hmm. But then once to get out of, like, you feeling bad, or because this daughter is like hates her mom and she wants to get money, she's asking you to drug your wife / her mom, and you do, that's when you officially cross the line into a monster.
I wonder how soon they, like, I know obviously they found out that she had narcotics in her system.
Yeah.
But if she put it all together, or if it's like the investigation was.
She definitely put something together. I think because she handed over the can of watch out when you drink a Coca-Cola, guys.
Didn't it really used to have Coke back in the 50s?
Cocaine, yeah, that's why that's the origin story. It had a little bit of pick me up beyond caffeine.
They were trying to bring that back.
Well, yeah, they're trying
in a deadly way.
Retro. But back then I don't know if it had caffeine. I think we just switched out one drug for the other, because kids, caffeine is a drug that we're all addicted to. It's safe and legal, sort of. I myself am addicted to caffeine. Like, I have to have fucking 4 coffees a day. Like, it's just beyond. I'm beyond the point. I can't quit it. I just can't quit it. We have to talk about this, because this is like this was all the rage in the fucking all the social meds and all that stuff that I was following. Did you hear about the Wells Fargo employee?
No.
Who was found dead in her office 4 days after she punched in. She punched into work. I think she was 60, and her name was...
Nobody went and checked on her.
So she was in an office, and this was in Tempe, Arizona, by the way, on August 16th. But she went into her office, she punched in. 4 days later, the people were like, there's something really wrong with the plumbing in this office. Like, and it's like, a lot of people work remote, so it is not a fully fledged packed
in that
office.
sense, yeah.
But so then they were like, this office has been closed for a while, and this is where the smell's coming from. Let's bust it down. And they found her dead. 4 days. Was she locked
inside it?
I don't think she was even locked. I think it was just shut. The door was just shut, and she passed away. They're not sensing any. There's no any
foul play.
There's no sense of foul play. So
natural causes.
It's natural causes, but clearly, like, she didn't have a lot of people, because if I didn't show up back home from work,
Yeah, where's her boss?
by a normal evening hour, you'd be like, "What the fuck is going on? Let's call."
Yeah.
Like, where the hell is he? Like, it's kind of actually a sad story because it means that like
She doesn't.
she didn't have enough people to care about her at
She
least
lived alone.
to be
Yeah.
checked on within 4 days. I mean,
Yeah.
the reason why they found it is because of a stench, and
That's
that's
so sad.
it's very sad. But I don't know. Could you go? I couldn't. I don't know if. I mean,
We
how hard
lived
would
in
it
a
be?
place where that happened.
Yeah, well, the stench is what brought them to opening the door. What? It's true.
No, I know.
What
just
do you want me to
saying-
do?
I'm just saying
I'm going to
it's-
sugarcoat it.
That's what it brings me back to, is just knowing.
But-
I mean, obviously,
But you think the ghost? You think his ghost was haunting our
it was
condo?
for sure, 100%.
You're 100% positive.
Because I saw him in my dream.
Spooky season. Let's talk about it.
I saw him in a dream,
Yeah.
and when I woke up, I felt like pressure on my chest.
Yeah.
And in the dream, like right before I woke up, he was like going to grab me, and he was grabbing me, and I couldn't move. And you know, all the other just weird stories, and just other friends that would come, they would say that it seemed,
It had a vibe.
Yeah.
It had a feeling. But you thought he was, for the record, you thought he was kind of pervy, but you never were like,
he grabbed
Horror
me, he
movie
grabbed my
scared.
boobs. He
This
in the-
motherfucker.
yeah, and then he turned my dildo on. You remember that, don't you?
only I turned the dildo on.
Yeah. How dare this
How dare he?
this whatever entity? But
This guy.
yeah, so but the way that they found him was they didn't find him for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so he was blending in with the couch at that point. Sorry.
Gross.
Is that too much for you?
But I mean, who knows? That was like few people before we lived there. So
Yeah, I mean, I hope that I never get to the point where people, like, I'm gone for 4 days and people, like, nobody is like, hey, where's Chris?
yeah.
Where'd he go? Where's he been the past
You know
4
that,
days?
that would never happen.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I
Ever,
hope that
ever.
never happens.
It's not.
I'm getting emotional. Hey, I got a question for you, actually, by the way. Speaking of age, since we've had two old elderly stories,
Where is this going?
this is going to just a curiosity thing. Would you, okay, first let's start off with the premise. Would you want to be turned into a vampire? Would you be down for that if that was up for grabs? Up for bites?
Yes, but
Okay.
only if they're not satanic.
Okay. So you're going to check their religion before they bite you.
Yeah.
Are you satanic?
As long as like
Hold on, before you bite me, are you
if,
satanic?
if they could be part of the coexist
What is that? What is that?
religion.
Oh, like the decal, the bumper? Okay. All right.
I've always
That's the only
I've-
parameter. You
I've
have to be somewhere on
always
that bumper sticker.
dreamed about being a vampire. Always, like it's always been something I've wanted to be. And I know that, like, you know, probably because it's romanticized. That's what makes me love, like,
Yeah.
the Victorian New Orleans vampires, you know. But I feel like that's not real life.
No.
It's probably more like, what's a Bones movie you're watching? Just the Bones.
Bones and all?
Bones and all.
That's one of the movies
That's
I've put.
probably more realistic. Like, you know, it's not like you're just putting
You're not
your
wearing
teeth
Victorian
into their
outfits
neck
every
and
day.
sucking blood very gracefully. Like you're like biting into the jugular. It's fucking everywhere.
ripping and you're tearing.
Yeah, and so I don't want to be that type of vampire.
It's more what we do in the shadows than
Yeah,
Bones and all.
I would want to be more like
You want to interview with a vampire story, but without the like.
yeah. I want to just like
graphic
I
end,
just want
like,
to like
without the-
break into hospitals like.
Okay. Yeah. Would you be like a
and
vegetarian?
and take like the blood from there?
Okay, so you'd
Just
be
like- just a
humane
couple.
vampire.
You know, see how long I can last.
Okay. Can I ask you a question then?
That's not really humane though, because people need those blood transfusions.
Got it. What's the age? What for you in your head? And I'm popping this question on you. What is the age cutoff where you'd want to be a vampire? Right? Is it like what if you were turned a vampire at 75 and you just had all the aches and pains at 75, but it didn't get any worse and
I
you
don't-
didn't age
Do you
anymore?
think you still feel those aches and pains when you're a vampire?
I think you just stay your age, right? But
Yeah,
you'd also
I don't-
look like a 75-year-old vampire.
True.
Would you want to be a vampire at that point?
No, I would like probably this age or younger.
Got
for
it.
sure.
So you're
But
you're
not
almost
too
at the
young.
cutoff.
Not too young.
You can't be a child vampire because that's also depressing.
Yeah.
There's like a sweet spot, right, of
I feel like you
aging.
still want to be hot.
Sure. if you're
Yeah.
if you're playing a role in a movie, sure. But at that point, do you give a shit? If you're 70, let's say you're a 75-year-old like you turned into a vampire at 75, and you feel better, right? You could fly, you feel a little more limber, but you look 75. You're not going to age anymore, but you look 75. And if you don't have the right amount of blood, like you feel a lot more creaks and cracks than you would if you were like a 28-year-old vampire. Is that a life that you'd want? Is that a romantic life?
No.
You tap out
I'd probably do it for like a year and then
and then kill yourself.
stake through the heart.
Give it a whirl. Realize it sucked. Literally.
Stake through the heart and you're to blame.
Yeah, I don't think I would be a senior citizen vampire. I don't know if I'd be a vampire, period, but definitely not like a. Because also, too.
You don't want to be a vampire? You never thought about being a vampire?
No. Why? It feels like you're just. It's
Sexy and Victorian.
Yes, you're sexy and Victorian. That's true. But it seems like such a. Like at least for a picture of it, like in if it were a reality, right? It feels like such a hunter's lifestyle. Like it's just you're just constantly trying to survive and hunt for more blood in whatever way, so either scavenging or like being a murderous thug. But you're trying to keep young.
Does this include being able to like, is it, what did I say? Dramatize
Spin
people?
around,
Like,
like turn.
No, like look into my eyes and
Oh,
do whatever I
hypnotize?
say. Yeah. Do we get to do that?
Sure.
Okay, because then
I am young.
I gotta,
Look into my eyes.
I gotta be a rich vampire.
Sure.
So I gotta dramatize somebody to get their money.
I think that goes without saying. I think the reason why vampires have such snazzy houses is because, like, if you're a Victorian vampire, you've been living for 400 years and you bought your house for a fucking goat back in the days. So you're there. You're already there. You don't need to worry about fucking all that shit. You invest in, whatever, everything, and then you just fucking gain wealth. I thought that was. I wonder how many people would turn at 75, turn vampire. I don't think a lot. There's something about that middle sweet spot.
If you had the option right now to become a vampire, would you?
No. Seems annoying. You gotta drink blood. You gotta wear so many fucking frills and like so much heavy clothing. It just seems fucking annoying.
It's hot.
But then, and also you can't eat, but you're drinking blood all day, and it's just, you're on a liquid diet, and it's immortality, but you're like, as much as I'm a nighttime guy, the nighttime is the right time as far as I'm concerned, but you don't have any fucking daylight ever. It's just, and you're just like, I feel like at least how the movies portray it, right? If we're going off of like reality is the movies, let's just say that for the like baseline movie stuff, like you're such like fucking, you're just like a fucking hungry pervert all the fucking time. You're like, I want blood, I want fucking, I want blood, I want fucking, I want blood, I want fucking. Like it's just
Blah blah blah.
blah blah blah. It's just you're just
Sex.
into all this like absolute carnal shit that
I feel
is
like
just
it's
never
it's-
satiated.
I think a lot of what humans do. We're trying to fill a void. So
Sure.
it's like, and maybe we're not drinking blood, but there's people having sex and different partners and sex.
That's so
and
I
sex
hear.
and sex and sex, and then there's shopping, buying, needing, wanting.
Some people shop for sex.
Some
people do both.
Yeah, like
Some people
some
eat
people are
while they shop
foodies.
for
They
sex.
just want to like spend lots of money on really good food and fancy restaurants and stuff like that. So it's like I feel like we are vampires in a different sense.
Whoa, we're capitalist vampires, brother.
Sure.
Yeah.
And some are energy vampires.
Yeah, that is
Know a
one
few
of the
of those.
greatest fucking fictional tools that ever, like, what we do in the shadows on the TV show, what they did with that concept, it's fucking beautiful because we all know energy vampires in our lives. So that's so fucking spot on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would do that.
The saddest part about some of the energy vampires that I know is that they're really nice people.
Sure.
And it's just
that's
like,
the strategy.
that's what makes it so, because you're just like, oh.
That's part of the hook is
Stop
that you don't want to
talking.
leave. You're being drained of your fucking life essence,
Yeah.
but you don't want to leave because you feel bad. It's a all hook. Mm-hmm. Apparently, UK is having they're setting up their first ever teacherless AI classroom. It's set to open in London. Private school in London is opening the UK's first classroom taught by artificial intelligence instead of human teachers. They say the technology allows for precise bespoke learning. Bespoke is such a buzzword now, too. It's up there with AI. While critics argue AI teaching will lead to soulless, bleak future.
Wait, aren't they already doing that in China?
I don't think they're doing like teacherless AI.
I thought they were.
Teacherless? Like, no.
I feel like China's the first one.
How do you
be
feel?
doing this.
I mean, it's surprising that they are not, but
I feel like it's such a China thing to do. Just in the sense of like, as far as like education goes, they want everything, they're more advanced, they're more pristine.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's more sharpness with AI and no bullshit. Like, when
have you
think
ever
about-
tried to generate something from AI? I don't know if the sharpness is there yet. Sometimes it's great.
If they think it's in the school system, in the UK, like I really think that Asia in general is way more advanced with this technology.
With technology, for sure.
So I could almost bet money that China has some type of program like this already.
But would you see the thing is here's the rub right here is that this school the rub this school is fucking 100% AI, right? It's not supplementing. It's not like we have a teacher and
Question:
guess
is
what?
Is it free or are you? Paying
No, it's
for
a
your
private
kid to
school.
go?
You're paying for your
Oh no!
and your kids just and
So you walk in and is there just like an intercom?
Yes.
Hello, go to your classroom.
Yes, that's how it all sounds. Apparently AI is back in the 80s now again. But no, it's just you go in the classroom and you're just, there's your fellow students, but there's no teacher. And I just feel
Does
like
the robot yell at you if you start fucking around? Like, how do you get disciplined?
Let's figure out if it says David Game College. So David Game is apparently on the cutting edge. A private school in London opens its new teacherless course for 20 GCSE students in September. So it's happening. It's already happened. The students will learn using a mixture of artificial intelligence platforms on their computers and virtual reality headsets. So these kids are on they're all on VR headsets. You go in a classroom and you're just on VR headsets. The platforms learn what the student excels in and what they need more help with, and then adapts their lesson plan for
What
the
grade?
term. It's just, I think these look like high school kids. Strong topics are moved to the end of term so they can be revised, while weak topics will be tackled more immediately and each student's lesson plan is bespoke to them. There are many excellent teachers out there,
Kind of like iReady.
but we're all fallible, said John Dalton, the school's co-principal. Why isn't he AI? Just asking. I think it's very difficult to achieve AI's level of precision and accuracy and also that continuous evaluation. Ultimately, if you really want to know exactly why a child is not learning, I think the AI systems can pinpoint that more effectively. The 20 students will pay £27,000 a year. So they're paying about 54K in USD?
Please tell me that guy's a robot.
There's a picture of a guy who looks very artificial. A teacher, in a very dorky way. A teacher doesn't really know your flaws because he has so many students. That's a fair point. Okay, that's a tick in your box, Joseph. A GCSE student at David Game College who has been testing the system. So he doesn't know your flaws while the AI will figure out what your flaws are and help you improve. The students are not just left to fend for themselves in the classroom. 3 learning coaches will be present to... Okay.
Oh,
I'm calling fucking bullshit.
The learning coaches
are the
should
fucking
be
teachers.
robots.
No, they're teachers.
No, I'm saying they should be robots. They should be actually like dirt, 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 like that guy.
Oh, this guy is an actual teacher. This is just fucking buzzwordy bullshit.
He looks
pissed.
just happy he has a job.
Ex-teach Alexander Van Sittart That's a fun name, and you're not real. Will be a learning coach in the AI classroom.
Sure he will.
So it's not fucking AI. It's not teacherless. You have 3 teachers, which makes sense because it's a fucking private school. Mm-hmm. We have 3 teachers. This whole AI buzzword bullshit. Now I'm upset. Now I'm going to get on a fucking soapbox. Because this whole AI fucking buzzword bullshit where AI is going to solve all our problems is like, it's this shit. It's people trying to sell it and shove it down our throats. And yeah.
How long has this school been in session?
Yeah, since September. This is the first
Oh,
year.
it literally just opened.
Yep.
Oh, there's going to be so many hiccups.
Alexander
And these
Vanzitot.
people are paying all this money.
Yeah, a former Latin teacher who taught SEN students has joined the college to become a learning coach. What's a college? Okay. I got really excited about what this could do for young people, and you're going to lose your job soon. Thanks, buddy. How it could help them change their lives. That's why I applied for the job after I lost it. Because I believe this
All the
changed.
teaching jobs are going down the shithole.
However, the idea of handing over children's education to artificial is controversial. Yeah, it is. It's just the argument on the controversial side, without just reading a full-fledged article, is does it make kids more fucking? We already have antisocial kids because they're already stuck on their devices and they're in their houses. Nobody's going out to play or anything like that. Like, does this make them even more antisocial? Like, does this make them even more siloed than fucking before? Are their friends going to be AI bots? Essentially, will they become closer with the AI because it's helping them and it caters to them than they will their fellow college classmates?
Well, because the AI is going to establish where their learning is.
Yeah.
They're never going to be in the same place as other students. So it's not like, hey, let's go study for this test together. Like there will be no reason for social gatherings, social interactions. Like, like in college, even they have like projects that you would work on together. Like that will be out the window.
Yeah.
So it is making a more, and we're already in an individualized society as it is, like 100%. That's just going to make it so worse. And that is very terrifying to me.
We're all going to be isolated. I mean, with this whole AI thing, and we're not going to feel isolated because it's going to be filled in with social aspects with AI. But from a human to human perspective, it's going to make us more siloed. And this whole like AI is the future. Like one of the things that it says in the articles, it says that, one of the controversies is people just saying you're just trying to save a buck. You're going cheaper, right? Because it's cheaper to adopt an AI program than it is to hire a teacher, especially a private school teacher if it's an expensive private school.
And this is the issue. Like I have a lot of teacher clients and they're barely getting on the iReady thing. If people aren't familiar, it is like a software program that our children do on their iPads. And our daughter's been doing it since kindergarten. And it basically, they'll give you like math equations and, it kind of leads you down wherever you're at. And so it lets how you score on that test, lets the teacher know where you're at instead of like the teacher actually giving you an exam. And then they also do it for reading as well. And so we've been doing this at our school since kinder.
Yeah.
So, for a while now. And some of my clients that are teachers were saying that they're just starting this and they do not like it. Because they can already see that this thing is taking away from their job and it's fucking scary. And the kids, and especially because she's a kindergarten teacher, she's like, these kids need interaction. She's like, a lot of them, like, cause she's teaches in LA. So she's like, a lot of the kids are like, like English, don't really know English. They're still learning. So they're testing low and stuff like that, but not because they're not intelligent. It's just, the language barrier.
Sure.
She, like she knows that. And so it's like to have a robot, like, just doing this iReady, I just don't think it's not fair. It's not fair for everybody.
It's just like number crunching. It's very disappointing that, like, not to get on a soapbox again, but we spend so much money, especially in the U.S., on other bullshit that we don't use. But education is always like up for this the scrapping block, and it's just like one of the reasons why AI is being implemented so much in iReady is because the class sizes are too fucking big, and so like these teachers don't have the ability to one-on-one, so it's being replaced
Amen to that.
by fucking AI, and it's just creating. I mean, not yet in schools, and especially in public education in the U.S. It's not AI is not utilized.
Yeah.
Like
But
David Game College.
I feel like we all can see, teachers, parents, we all see the writing on the wall.
Sure.
And we see where this future is headed. And it's scary. It's
It
like,
is scary.
yes, like it's good for certain things, but like we need our teachers, and I would never want my child in a school like that where it's
I mean, at
it just
college
seems
level?
cold. It seems so, I don't know. I guess people would argue, oh, well, online's kind of the same thing. I
It's
don't
a little
know.
bit of the same vibe. But at college level, it definitely becomes more okay, right? We're not talking about elementary school kids, right? The social learning is just in elementary is just as important as a fucking math and reading all that stuff. They need to learn how to interact with other fucking humans.
Yeah.
Because even if they have siblings, they're interacting with two other humans or one other human. Like they need to be in groups and figure out how to live in a fucking society.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like it helps that it's college, but I don't know. It would just like, maybe we're at a certain age, but it would if I went back to college, it wouldn't be with this AI thing. Even if it could help me, it would just creep me out too much.
It's probably just our mentality, because I mean, our kid is growing up with this, so I
She's
mean,
gonna get
she
used to
might
it.
think it's fucking cool. She might be like, hell yeah, I just want to go in and do my shit and get the fuck out. You know,
It could be
So-
efficient. Like it could
it's
could
interesting.
spot out your weak points.
Yeah.
And then like emphasize those so that you could kind of catch up and really
We
get
should ask the kids. We should ask like her and her friends, like if there was an all of robot school. I think you have to phrase it as that, more like
You can't say AI because they'll be like, what the hell is that?
They'd be like,
I think no.
a giant
No.
mother computer.
I think our little one, who for reference is 11, knows AI.
Yeah, she does.
But she knows the simple stuff like put in like a fucking message into like an AI bot and it gives you like an image of a cat, but it looks a little distorted. It looks there's an uncanny valley. But it's a cat with wings or whatever. Like she knows that aspect of it. So I think we could pose that question to her.
Yeah, for sure. I wanna
And that'll
ask
be a
her.
poll on the show, like as we post it. Would you be okay with your kid? And please feel free to answer. Not now because we're not live, so you can't answer. But would you be okay with your kid learning from an AI teacher? With the benefit of it helps.
I wouldn't even let my kid. They have these fucking counselors. Fuck you. No.
What? You're anti-counselors?
AI counselors.
Okay. These fucking guys. These guys come into the
Like-
school and they try to help our kids.
We're
Fuck
talking.
you,
Obviously,
counselors.
we're talking about AI more.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so I feel like for sure that would never be an option for my child.
Yeah. I mean, can you give you a point in the AI's column? Apparently in Florida, we're going from Indiana to Florida, guys. Get ready. Hold on tight. A Florida teacher uses his legs to put a 3-year-old in a headlock during story time. Deputies say AI can't do that yet until they get a synthetic body and artificial intelligence plan, and then they could do that. But anyways, not yet. A Florida teacher was arrested Saturday after she allegedly
I for sure had a vision of a male.
I did too.
No
Equality.
offense.
I
Oh,
like
no
it.
offense.
Used her legs to put sisters are doing it for themselves now. Put a 3-year-old boy with
Autism? Don't.
with autism in a headlock during class. This is a lot of like we should just the title of this episode might be These Pieces of Shit.
Oh.
Vilma Otero, for 59, still got it. At 59, she could still
A small being. Very small being.
well,
3 years old.
not a baby, is facing child abuse charges after a paraeducator assigned to her classroom witnessed the incident unfold and filed a report. So thank God for that paraeducator. The The paraeducator in Otero's classroom at Forest Lake Elementary told Volusia County deputies, Volusia, sounds like a nice county, or STD. She was setting up an activity during the children's story time when she heard a child start to scream and cry from the other side of the room. Is this the... Oh my God. We'll post this. Did we post this picture? It's fucked up, dude.
With her feet?
Yeah.
She's doing her class with him like that?
When the paraeducator turned around, paraeducator, for people who don't know, it's like an assistant to because a lot of special needs kids, they need
Holy moly,
more than a teacher in the classroom.
Picture of it. Wow.
Yeah, I would too. It's just fucking for the files to give to the police. She saw Otero sitting in a chair with a 3-year-old between her legs in a chokehold, according to the reports. The boy's face was turning red from crying and screaming as he tried to free himself. Maybe a different career. Just saying. Deputies said the paraeducator took photos of the incident, which showed Otero's leg and feet placed on both sides of the child's neck, appearing to hold him in place of it on his back, while Otero continued reading to the other. How do you even read like that? Like, how do you... Okay, let's get back to the bunny story.
The students, and their babies, like they're 3 and probably 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they know that that's not okay. How traumatizing, obviously, for this poor boy and his family, but think about everybody being involved. You know right from wrong at a very young age. You just do. And like, for them, like, they were probably so worried about him. I know our kid would come home traumatized.
Yeah.
You know? Wow. I'm so mad.
And the fucked up part, this is the one of the... There's all kinds of fucked up in this episode. Maybe we'll title the episode All Kinds of Fucked Up. But this, they can't... Like, with a 3-year-old, right? You have a very limited way to kind of explain to the child what happened and try to contextualize it and try to comfort the child and try to, like, get some kind of solace and some kind of coping mechanisms in place and counseling. The 3-year-old with autism, like, how do you express what happened?
Yeah,
it's just a state of shock.
That kid will never, even if he goes, that obviously she's gone, but even if he walks on the campus, he sees the building, he's going to connect that this is an unsafe place. And, you know, by all means, he deserves to, you know, have a breakdown, you know, because of it. Poor baby.
It's crazy. And she's going to face felony charges, obviously. And I would hope that she's got to lose her teaching credentials too. But
it makes you wonder how long she's been to do that. Like, in this picture, we have to post it, to do this as casually.
It bums me out. Like, she's still reading a fucking children's story.
Yeah.
Like,
you
how
guys
do
could
you
Google it too? Yeah. Like, it's just, she clearly, that's who she is. That's what she's done in the past. Like, right?
Oh, you think
like,
so?
I mean, how...
Well, she denied it, so clearly she was trying to get away with it again.
Oh, so what did they say when they saw that picture?
Well, that's the thing, is they were like, they came to her like, hey,
we know.
Why'd you do this? She's like, I didn't do that. What are you talking about? And they're like, here's a picture, and here's all the marks on the kid. She's like, oh, I guess I did that. That's
what I'm saying. She probably has done in the past, and maybe there wasn't an 8 in there, you know?
And how people get away with these, like, this is, sorry to bum everybody out, but this is like, this truly bums me out with like how much we probably miss in child abuse and how much we probably miss in elder abuse, because these are kind of, in a lot of ways, especially special needs kids, they're the voiceless. They don't know how to communicate that like.
Oh my God, can we talk about your grandma? What happened to her?
Sure. I'm just trying to figure. It's not because I'm like, don't talk about it. I don't remember what.
So, Christoph's grandma, she was in an elderly home, and you know, we love Grandma Billy, but she was very feisty.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that she deserves to have any foul play or anything done to her.
Yes.
But another nurse walked in on a nurse trying to suffocate her with a pillow.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it was the lady. She was sharing a room with somebody. The lady sleeping next to her woke up and witnessed it. And the saddest part, because, your grandma was a lot older, so she would kind of try to make up stuff because she always wanted to come home. She didn't want to be,
Yeah.
So now, like looking back, it's like, well, how much of the stuff that did she tell us that was true or far fetched? Because after that, I mean, shit, she could have been telling the truth the whole time. But could you imagine? I totally believed it too, because I used to do this lady. She was like almost 100 years old. I used to go to, when I first started doing hair, I was like a little hustler. So I go into the old people's homes and do their hair and stuff like that. And I had this like little regular, and I go over every week to style her hair. And then every like 6 to 8 weeks, I'd re-perm her hair for her, and then I'd cut it. And she had Alzheimer's, and she would forget that she already went to the restroom. So the nurse would prep her before I knew that what time her appointment was. They'd prep her. They'd always take her to the restroom before, whether she had to pee or not. They would take her, and then they bring her back. And so then by the time, I would get there, we'd be talking and, yada, yada. And then she would tell me that she had to use the restroom. And she would tell me the ladies won't let me go to the restroom. And I just was like, and she kept going on. And I go, no, I think you went already. Like, and they kept like yelling, like, she went already. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. Her mind's not there. And then the old lady's just looking at me like, my mind's there, and I was just really wanting to make her hair experience so special. So I would go with her to the bathroom every time, and then she would never go.
Yeah.
She'd just sit there, and I'd have to like help. Like, she was like a tall, very slender, older. So I'm like helping picking her up, and it was like a lot longer situation. And then the nurse would just be screaming and yelling at her and me the whole time. And it's just like, dude, like, this is a job you chose. Like, why are you acting like that? Like, they're so mean. Like, not all of them, obviously. Like, I love nurses, but there's just some that are just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there are some that just don't know how to handle people, and it's like, why did you choose this? Why did you
chew on this?
Chew on this. Why you chew this? Well, let's end in an upbeat story. I guess this is upbeat, unless you really care about cars.
Oh, no.
Apparently in Philadelphia, anytime, if we ever decide to get frisky in a car again, it's happened before. I don't mean to brag, but we've gotten frisky in a car before.
Well, our thing is different places.
Mm-hmm.
Obscure places. A car is not very.
Car, a closet, caravan. But apparently in Philadelphia, the police had to respond to a pretty unusual situation because a vehicle that was parked on Kelly Drive, which is in Philadelphia, at 4:45 a.m. was in the river because the people who were fucking around in the back seat,
oh no,
the female friend decided to kick the gear into place on accident. And the car went rolling into the ocean. So they lost their Land Rover because they decided to get busy next to the river.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if that happens, are you telling the real story, or because it's pretty it's pretty funny, but it's also very embarrassing that you lost the car because you couldn't fucking control your feet while you're getting fucked?
I feel like it would probably be known, if not questioned.
Like, hey, I saw you in the news. And to be clear, this is actually a decent story because they're okay. They got out of the car before. Yeah. I don't know if what their clothes on, but they got out of the car before it rolled into the river. So would you hope that the story doesn't get out and that people don't know, or would you just fucking combat it? Like, we're talking about Thanksgiving dinner, and your brother's like, hey, what happened to your fucking Range Rover? You'd be like, hey, well, would you tell your mom?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Well,
I feel like I would probably more hesitant to tell your mom than my mom.
Fuck no, I wouldn't tell them.
Yeah.
I would tell my friends. I wouldn't tell my family.
I'm more open with my family. Like, I feel like, my brother
we
would
don't
tell
talk
me
about that shit.
too.
Like, no fucking way. But you would try to get in front of it, like, because it is like, it's a fun story, but also kind of like if someone told us that story, right? Like we were getting down in a car and we rolled the car into the river. You'd be like, that's funny, but you'd also kind of look down on them a little bit because you're like, oh, that was kind of a dumb move. You wouldn't be like, that's kind of fucking
I mean, it's fucked up.
It's a bonehead moment for
but
sure.
Yeah, but I'm gonna look down on them.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I looked down on people.
Speaking of, I wonder if they were going down. Downtown.
It said sexual acts, so it didn't say what they were doing, like if it was mouth stuff or butt stuff or what it was, but I would assume they didn't get to finish. I don't know. Maybe they did as they were going down.
Maybe that's why.
That was the
They were
climax,
like,
and there was
wow, it feels like the car's moving, or I'm just like climaxing.
my fucking head spinning. Oh no, the car's fucking
This is the
spinning.
best sex I've ever had. And who knows if they were under the influence or, like all
sure.
the things.
Of course
that,
they were.
Yeah. So
You're fucking at 4.
sexy time.
If you're fucking at 4:45 in the morning next to a river,
Oh, is that what time it was?
yeah,
Oh,
you're
shit.
drunk. There's no way you wake up sober, honey. Let's go down to the river, and like, there's no way. Of course they were fucked up.
Live down by the river.
But I'm glad they got out. That's good.
That's a scary thing. That's like I'm paranoid. Like I kind of want to keep. Like, you're gonna think I'm such a weirdo. I kind of want to keep a hammer
What?
in my car. I mean, hey, like
Okay,
I
yeah.
self defense.
Sure.
But also, if a situation like was ever to happen,
Oh, break glass?
yeah, because I heard like it's hard. People think, oh, I'm just going to kick it open.
No, it's
and
very
a
hard.
lot of these electric cars now, like that's like the first thing to go. So you can't roll it up and down. So I just think it's better to like.
That's
be safe
true.
than sorry, I know that these are the things that I think about.
You're gonna have everything in your car. Like,
we got like here we've got gas masks, and I gotta like update our earthquake survival.
We have
or
kit.
zombie apocalypse kit.
yeah, we don't. The only survival kit we don't have is we don't have a gun, which is
Because of you.
why? Because of me.
Because you don't want one. I went shooting.
Well, no, I don't want one like.
I won't tell you where it is.
I don't want one that is very easy. Obviously, we'd have to get a. I'm just being cheap and just because I
Cheap,
don't.
Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is,
You're
because-
paranoid because you have night terrors and you're
Yeah.
half awake sometimes.
That's the thing.
And,
It has to be secure so that.
and you genuinely, I'll have conversations with them. We're arguing with each other while you're in these night chairs, and then
Yeah.
you just like slowly like wake back up, and then you don't want to talk about it. I'm like, what the fuck?
So the gun would have to be in obviously
Where I
because we
would
have
know.
a kid too. It'd have
I
to
feel
be.
like I couldn't even tell you where it is.
You could, but it'd have to be.
No, because if you would get up,
No, please let me finish. Please. Oh
shut up.
no, if I'm talking. Now I'm talking again. No, if it would have to be in like a gun safe, like a lockbox, where I would have to. It would have to take enough of me being awake for me. Like it would have to be secure enough where I'd have to put in enough digits or whatever where it would wake me up to the point where I would be fully awake and I wouldn't. have to
Oh
wake up.
no, you're like your dreams are so vivid.
Yes.
Like I would be scared. I would genuinely be scared that you would think that there was like an object and you'd shoot at it.
Okay, so I shoot the garage a couple of times. Who gives a shit?
It's not safe.
Well, I want to like
I think
maybe.
I would need to be in control where the gun was.
What?
Janie's got
Maybe you're
a
not safe with a gun.
Brianna's got a gun.
Okay, second poll.
Her body
Who's better?
is on the run.
Who do you feel safer with owning a gun? Me or She is an Aerosmith fan. Suspect number 1. All right, this has been an episode of Strange Times. You can find us on all the social medias at Strange Times or ExtraNormal, our previous name. We've kept those socials just to keep you in the loop. So either one, dealer's choice on that bad boy. And you can also email us at stranger.
us.
You can email us
Elon Musk.
at stranger.times.podcast@gmail.com if you have any comments or concerns, or if you want to weigh in on who is safer with a gun or words. I'd lose the word battle. Bye.
Bye.